record. Okay. So I'm going to show you how I make my salmon nuggets. It's so simple and so easy. You're going to be like, wow. Really? That's how you make salmon nuggets? So super easy. Okay, so this is my piece of salmon. I get it from Whole Foods only because I like fresh sockeye salmon. So all right, I only know how to cut fish because I lived in Yemen for so long, and had access to fish. So I just cut a tip, like a line there. You can't see it. So I just cut a line there. Right here, I just cut a line, like a line across. And then you kind of tilt your, oh, this is a sharp knife. You kind of tilt your knife a little bit on an angle. Like so it's going down towards the skin. But let's see how well I did. Okay, not too bad. So I have a little bit of that on the back. You can save that for broth if that's what you want to do. So I have one piece right here. It doesn't have that small tail. So I kind of cut down a little bit so it goes down to the bottom flesh part, but not all the way down. And then you just hold your knife on an angle like that and just kind of rock it back and, wow, this knife is sharp. Kind of just not rock it back and forth like that. And I wouldn't recommend doing this, what I'm doing right now. But that's how I'm going to get this little bottom piece off of the fish. That little piece of skin. So yeah. Okay, wow, this is a really excellent knife. This is a brand new knife that I got. A Japanese knife. So I'm gonna go clean this off. Be right back. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, take my scraps. Put my scraps over here on the side. Okay, so you can go against, it's probably better to go against the grain, and you cut them, that's probably an inch big. So I have 3 pieces here. That's probably an inch big, and just cut them into nuggets. That's how easy it is. Cut them into nuggets. You can cut them bigger, you can cut them smaller. It's up to you. I like mine's about this size. Right? So for the larger piece, I'm just gonna cut it in half. Right? And I'm gonna cut it in half again and cut them into those 1-inch pieces. This one is a little big, so I'm going to cut it smaller. Those are my nuggets. And I still have this one piece here, so I'm going to cut it down so it's like a long strip like that. A long strip of fish like that. And then just cut them into like cubes, however big or however small you want. You can also take some of this salmon and dice it up to make like, those are my nuggets. It's just that easy. So I know how I'm gonna eat this salmon later on in the week. So I'm just gonna go ahead and season it. So I like to use garlic, parsley. There's no salt in this, it's just garlic and parsley, and that's it. So I'm gonna put quite a bit of that because I really like garlic and I really like parsley. So I'm gonna use that. Then I have this. I like Badia spices. This is 14 spices. There's no salt in this either. And I like to get the seasonings that don't have any salt because you can season it up really heavy and it's no salt, so you don't have to worry about the salt. And then I'm gonna use the Mrs. Dash, the onion and herb, the purple one. Who doesn't love Mrs. Dash? I try not to get the garlic and onion and the garlic one because I always use it all up. This is onion powder. And the last thing I'm gonna do is put my sazon. Again, it's from Badia. I really like their spices and seasonings. And this has turmeric in it, which shows this is what they use for the yellow rice. That's why it says this is ideal for yellow rice. Guisos y sopas. Sopas is soups. Guisos is like stew. Oh yeah, it's at the bottom, stews. So this is like one of my favorite seasoning. This orange one. They have a green one. I think it has more herbs. This one does have salt. It doesn't have a lot of salt, but it does have salt. So this one has 75 milligrams of salt in there. So it doesn't have a lot of salt, but it does have salt, because a lot of seasonings may have 150 milligrams per teaspoon. But this is just 100. This is 75 milligrams for a quarter teaspoon. So it's like half the amount of salt. So then I just mush it around with the seasonings like that. Just blend it so it can pick up the seasonings really good. Right? So then after I do that, I get some parchment paper, cut a strip. If you can find these pans are like super duper awesome. They are from Nordic Wear. They have them in all different sizes. This one I think is a quarter of a sheet pan, and it has the ridges on it. This doesn't fit in my air fryer, but I have another one. This is an eighth of a sheet pan. So this one, like 2/8, of course, is a quarter. So it would be like, if you get another one, it would be a quarter sheet. But this one fits. I use this all the time in my air fryer. This is also from Nordic Wear. I get them from Amazon. Sometimes Costco have them, or BJ's. So this is what I use for my air fryer. But for my my salmon nuggets, I just put parchment paper on there. I spray a little olive oil on there so they don't stick. Not really coming out. But I got this from Amazon, and it is a sprayer, oil sprayer, and you can put whatever oil you want. I take my salmon nuggets, put them on the sheet pan, and then just spread them out like that. And then I freeze them. And then after they're frozen solid, I take them and I put them in a Ziploc bag. That's how I make my salmon nuggets. Just that simple. And then when you want to actually make the nuggets to eat them, I don't bread mine because they just taste so good without the breading. But you can bread them if you want, but I don't. You can take, when you want to make them, take them frozen, put them on a sheet pan, one of these cutting boards or whatever, spray it with a little olive oil, put it on whatever you're gonna put it on, put in your air fryer, and that's it. That's how I make my nuggets. Just that simple, just that quick, just that easy.